Hey everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here, back with another video game collection live stream. It's been a week. um yeah, the world is changing and it's getting to be very stressful, but whatever, we're here to talk about video games. Um so, Today I'm going to be talking about the first half of my PlayStation 3 collection. Last two streams was about the Xbox 360, which I will have a surprise about once I get to the uh, recent pickups live stream next week. You might find something special in there. Next up was the PlayStation 3. It's a console that, when it was available, when it was brand new, like when the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and the Wii were the consoles, it was my favorite one of the three. I didn't really like the Wii very much because of the controls, so I ended up getting rid of that pretty early on. I picked it up not too long after it came out, got rid of it like at the beginning of 2009. But the PlayStation 3 was like my console. It was the one that I preferred over the 360. Nowadays, when it comes to the collecting and everything like that, the Xbox 360 is probably my favorite of the three. Not to say that the PlayStation 3 is bad, it's not. It's just that games on the 360 didn't seem to require installs. The bigger games on the PS3 did require them, like Grand Theft Auto 4 and like Red Dead Redemption and a couple of other ones. And I didn't really like how Sony treated me when I talked about this in like my bad gaming memories video from like years and years ago. When my PlayStation 3 crapped out on me while I was unemployed, it stopped working. A disc got stuck inside, couldn't get it out, and I had to send it to get repaired to Sony. And their response was to just send me a brand new, supposedly brand new PlayStation 3 in return. The only thing was it had like a smaller hard drive, and I wasn't really cool with that and I lost all my saves, which sucked. I lost all the games that I had downloaded, and because of the smaller hard drive, I couldn't re-download all the games that I had, digitally downloaded. I was able to download a few, but like Medal of Honor Frontline, like the remaster of that, couldn't download it anymore because it was so big, couldn't fit it on the hard drive because I think it was I ended up getting like a 40 gig one back, and I think I had 120 or something like that to begin with, or whatever the biggest hard drive was in the original model. I had that, and I got like a 40 in return. Couldn't have the Blood Rain 3, the side-scrolling Blood Rain game, couldn't keep that on my hard drive at all. So I couldn't download all these things. I had to limit what I could play because the installs on certain games took up a lot of space. Like I had to sell my copy of Rage because if I wanted to play some other games, I had to delete it off of the hard drive. And I was just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, sure, I could have bought another one, but I was cheap. Whatever. And the 360, yes, it did crap out on me, not once but twice. It just seems to me that when it came to the games, it was more reliable. Yeah. Nowadays, at least. So anyway, to the games. But also I want to mention that I say this in every one of these live streams. I'm not doing this to brag. This isn't all about look what games I have and you don't. This isn't like some hidden gems video or something like that. This is just to have a visual record of everything in my collection. Just in case there's an issue. There's a robbery or there's a fire or something like that. The building collapses. I have a visual record that I can show the insurance company to say, hey, look, these are the things I had in my collection. I'd like money to reclaim them. So, yeah, that's the reason. Plus, it's more content for the channel, which is always good. Like I said in the last few videos or a few live streams, I've been sorely lacking on the edited content. I just haven't really had time. I got 2 podcasts that I do now. Work is being really demanding. A lot of people, because of the pandemic thing that's going on, are being forced to stay home. That's not an option in my case because I work in the medical field, so I am required to go to work because we are considered essential. So all this free time a lot of people have now, being stuck at home, I don't. And, because of that, I'm also kind of making up for some of it, because of other people staying home as well. So, yeah, like, it's a real stressful time, and I just don't have the time to sit down and work on an edited video. I'm probably going to try this weekend. I've already got the top 10 NES games response video from Captain Algebra like rendered. I just need to edit it. So we shall see. But let's get on to the games. That's why everybody comes to these live streams, and I'm glad that they do. We have a ton of fun doing these. Get to interact with people while I'm talking about the games in my collection. So, like I said, when it was first released, didn't want it at all. I was like, my PlayStation 2 is good. I don't need a PlayStation 3. I always wait a year to see how things pan out with the consoles. When PlayStation 3 first came out, people were standing in line, for hours and hours to get one, and then they would just flip it on eBay, and I was just like, I'm not getting involved in any of that crap. Sure, a year later, after it came out, I did buy one off of eBay because it was the only place I could get one with the big hard drive, and I did pay a little bit of an upcharge, but I was willing to because it was about time. I was finally getting a HD TV, my first HD TV, and I had been playing my 360 on my CRT, and it was extremely hard to do so because the text and the fonts that were being used were so small on the CRT that you couldn't really read them, and they were so detailed, like fine detail, that it just looked like a jumble. So I needed to get an HD TV, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Pick up a PlayStation 3, and like I said, I enjoyed it the most at the time, but now I prefer my 360. So let's get into the games. It's a smaller collection, so the video might be kind of short today. I ended up getting a lot of games for the 360 that I had on the PS3 originally when I got back into collecting because, I'm selling games back and forth back then. So now the games that I have in my collection are a 007 Legends. It's a first-person shooter. I can't remember who developed this one. It's not like one of the people that did like the Call of Duty games or whatever, but it's another James Bond first-person shooter. But the thing about this one is that it inserts the Daniel Craig James Bond into older movies that he was not in. So let's say you can play as Daniel Craig in Goldfinger, Moonraker, Die Another Day, License to Kill, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I think there's episodes or levels in here that are taken up from Skyfall. It got a lot of shit when it first came out. I mean, people just did not like it. I think it's okay. It's not perfect. It's not the best James Bond first-person shooter out there, but there are worse ones. I enjoy it a little bit. It's kind of cool. What's up, Krillin? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, next up, another 007. Quantum of Solace. I can't stand the movie that this is based on, but the game is actually not too bad. It surprised the hell out of me. This one is this the third person one? I think this is the third person. No, it's both. That's why it's confusing me. This is both first person and third person shooting. And it's better than the movie, by far. Still not the best game based on James Bond ever. It's okay. You could tell it was kind of rushed out to be released when the movie was coming out. Yeah, I was looking at that Panzer Dragoon thing also, but the thing is, it's a timed exclusive. So I think I'm just going to wait until the PS4 version comes out, and I'm pretty sure that Limited Run will be selling that one too. If I miss out on it, I miss out on it. But I don't really want it for my Switch. It's kind of a graphically intensive game, and that's not something I want to play on my Switch. But yeah, Panzer Dragoon is one of my favorite series also. We got 3D Dot Game Heroes. This one was kind of funny. I bought it on a whim. Didn't really read anything about it. Didn't read any reviews or, comments on Facebook or whatever. I just went to the store. I went to Best Buy. This was sitting there, and I was like, that looks kind of interesting. And I brought it home, and it's basically like an homage and a parody of The Legend of Zelda, except instead of being like the top-down view, it's kind of like a three-quarters, tilted view. And everybody's made out of pixels, but the pixels are all separate from each other, so every one of them has like a line around it, like a border. And it's really, really cool. I mean, you can get this sword at one point that basically covers the whole screen when you slash it. It's pretty cool. It's like an action-adventure RPG. And it's really, really rad. You can actually see the sword. Where is it? Where's the picture? Where my finger is. There it is. You can see the sword going like across the screen. It is a lot of fun. And I think you can also edit your characters the way you want. Yeah. And I remember messing around with that a little bit back in the day. I never completed it. Got distracted by another game. But I've always meant to go back to do it. I might need to take my PS3 out of my closet and hook that thing up. But been doing something else lately. I'll talk about in the recent pickups video for next week. Woo! But yeah, it's an awesome game, and it's a diamond in the rough if there ever was one. Ace Combat Assault Horizon. It's a spin-off of the Ace Combat series. I don't know if this isn't considered a numbered game, but whatever. It's aerial combat dogfighting, and the graphics are absolutely fantastic. All these modern day, like the last 2 generations at least, Ace Combat games have fantastic graphics. I haven't really played this one. I got this one not too long ago, I think. And I just haven't had a chance to play it because when I bought it, my PS3 was in my closet, and I haven't had a chance to play any of these things. So anything that's a recent game in my collection, it has not been played because, like I said, I had to make room on my shelves where my consoles are in the living room, and the Xbox 360 and the PS3 and the Wii U in the closet. This one I have played. Alice Madness Returns. It's a sequel to American McGee's Alice, which was one of the very few PC games I ever purchased in my life, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was a 3D platformer with a little bit of combat. You play as like an adult version of Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and it's like her going back into Wonderland, and she's like pissed, and she's got this knife, the Vorpal blade or whatever, and she's like out there just killing everything. It was really, really cool. And when I heard that there was a sequel coming out, yeah, I jumped on it, and my girlfriend at the time was really interested in it too because I don't think she ever played the game, but she really liked the design of Alice. I mean, she's covered in blood and stuff. It's pretty rad. This one's not nearly as good as the original, but it's still pretty fun. It's a 3D action-adventure platformer, and it's pretty cool. And the best thing about it is that, and I think it's still available, I think it's actually still downloaded on my hard drive of my PS3. When you bought this, it came with a download code for a port of American McGee's Alice, the first game in the series that was never ported to any home console ever, except for this. I don't know how they got it to work. It works okay. I remember playing it a lot when I downloaded it, but it doesn't. It was easier to control with the keyboard as far as I was concerned, as much as I hate playing games with a keyboard, but it's actually really cool. I highly recommend it, especially if you can get a brand new copy that still has that code in it. I don't know if the code will still work, but it's cool to have that option to play the first game. Yeah, I need to beat my 3D Dot Game Heroes. I have my... Oh, you have a soft modded PS3? You just downloaded like a program? I need to do that to my Xbox. Here's Anarchy Reigns. I got this for a whopping $1 off of Amazon when I got back into collecting. There was like a couple of sellers. I talked about it in, I think, the PlayStation 2 live stream, that there was like this seller who was selling everything for... No, sorry. It was a penny. One whole penny. He was selling games for a penny, and he was mostly making his money off of the shipping, because I'm assuming that he was the same I used to do at my old job. Was when I would sell something on eBay, since we shipped stuff at work, I would ship it through the company we were shipping through at work, and basically the company was paying for my shipping. So it sounded like the guy was like, he had all these games, these brand new games that had never been opened before, came into him somehow, stole them, I don't know, and was selling them for a penny, and he was making the money off of the shipping, which is kind of funny to me. But this one is a 3D combat game. I've never played it. I think it has a single player mode, but it sounds like it's mostly a multiplayer like battle game, like an arena battle. Haven't played it yet, but yeah, it's one of the earliest games I bought when I got back into collecting. Still haven't played it though. Like I said, my hard drive was filled up on my PlayStation 3 because when Sony sent the replacement PS3 when I needed to get repaired, they sent me the one with like the smallest hard drive compared to the one with the biggest hard drive that I had sent them to get fixed. So yeah, I kind of had to like pick and choose what I downloaded on my hard drive. This one I bought, I think, because of Radical Reggie. It's called Aquapazza Aqua Plus Dream Match. It's a one-on-one fighting game that's kind of like playing a Blaze Blue game, but it's all female characters. And it's actually, supposed to be pretty good. It's still sealed. I've never played it. And I want to say this is one of the earlier games I got, but I got back into collecting as well. Just never got around to playing it. But it looks really cool, and I saw a video of it, and the animation is pretty fantastic. Uncharted bundle. Nice. I've got this one definitely because of Radical Reggie. This is Arcana Heart 3 Love Max with 5 exclamation points. That's a lot of love to the max. It's another one-on-one fighting game featuring nothing but females, and it is another hand-drawn animation fighting game. And I have played this one, and it is pretty awesome. And it made me want to go back and try to find some earlier games in the series. And I do have the original Arcana Hearts. I can't find the second one because I don't know what the hell console they came out for, the PSP or something. But I've never seen it in person. So I needed to get that in my collection because I am all about the fighting games. This one kind of pissed me off because after I bought it, I found out the kind of bullshit Capcom was doing. This is called Azura's Wrath. I rented this from, I do believe, the library by where I work. And it's a 3D beat 'em up. It's kind of like Bayonetta a little bit, where it's just like crazy gonzo action. It's absolutely nuts. You play as this guy who's like a god, and it's crazy. I mean, the graphics are insane. It's nuts. It's really the only thing I remember about it because I haven't played it since then. Because turns out the game is incomplete. If you want to beat the game, like really beat the game, you have to download some DLC and pay for it, which is stupid. So people who paid $60 for this game when it first came out bought half of a game. And if you wanted to actually beat the game, you had to spend another $15 twice, I think, because there's 2 different DLCs in order to actually complete it, which is bullshit. So when I was playing this from the library, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I should probably pick this up. Got a copy of it. I think I picked this up at Half Price Books. And then I found out about all that DLC stuff, and I was like, you guys are a bunch of a-holes. So I was like, I've never played it since the library. I will eventually. I'm wondering if the DLC is actually still available. Maybe for free or something. This is a series I have like the first 3 games for on the PS2. And I bought this at GameStop just because I was like, oh, it's a whole series. It's continuing on other consoles. It's called Atelier. I don't know why I keep on calling it Atelier. I think it sounds French. But Atelier Meruru, The Apprentice of Arland. I have the Atelier, oh Jesus, what's it called? Atelier Titliest. Hang on a second. Atelier Iris 1, 2, and 3 on the PS2. So I was like, oh, did they spin it off with new characters? Apparently this is like a franchise of Atelier games. There's like ones for PS4 now too, so haven't played it because I was like, I need to play through the Iris games first, and yeah, there's that. But it's an RPG featuring scantily clad women's. So this is still sealed, but I have played this and beaten it. Because it was a DLC game, and after this was when I stopped buying DLC games. It's Back to the Future, the game from Telltale. When it came out, it was broken up into episodes, and each episode was like $10 or something, or $15 or something like that. And I realized what a scam it kind of was with these digital games and all that. They're just like trying to give you as little content as possible for the most amount of money they can charge you. And I was just kind of like, this is some bullshit. So I never downloaded another like Telltale game ever again. I always waited until like the physical version came out to do it. And then they even stopped doing that. Nowadays, like the last few games that they had made, basically you buy the game, it has a disc with 1 episode on it, and the rest of the episodes you have to download off the internet, which is stupid. I'm sure they can all fit on 1 disc, people. It's just so stupid. But yeah, I downloaded every episode of this and played through it because I'm a huge Back to the Future fan and loved the hell out of it. I mean, the guy that does the Michael J. Fox impersonation is like spot on. And it was a really cool story because it serves basically as Back to the Future Part 4. And it's really interesting, and it gets really, really dark, and it's fantastic. I love the gameplay that is there. You know, it's kind of like choose your own adventure, but you do run around and, you know, talk to people and stuff, which is pretty fun. It's an adventure game. What do you expect? I loved it. And now I think there's a version for the PS4, like a 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary or something, Back to the Future, the game. I've played the first 2 games in this series, and I have not played this one yet because everyone whines about it because this was not developed by Rocksteady. Batman Arkham Origins, this is the 3rd game in the series, and it's a prequel, I do believe, and it was not developed by Rocksteady, and therefore everyone complains, excuse me, and whines about it not belonging, or it's not nearly as good as the first 2 games, which I will admit were pretty good. I beat both of those on stream, on Twitch, and I still have to get around to playing it, because I probably won't play Arkham Knight, or the 5th game I hear that's coming out, until I play this, so I'm going to have to crack open my closet and break out the PS3. Hopefully I can play this without having to download or delete anything off my hard drive. But 3D action beat 'em up game. I love the first 2, so I'll eventually play it. Beat the crap out of this. I rented this from the Redbox twice and then bought my own copy of it. Beyond Two Souls. Everybody either loves or hates this game. It's by Quantic Dream, so it's kind of like a choose your own adventure, point and click type of thing. It's like watching a movie, an interactive movie. And this one features Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe and Kadeem Hardison. And I fell in love with the characters in this game. I loved the story. I loved everything about it. I'm a filmmaker, so playing like an interactive film was fantastic. What's up, Pete? How's it going? Yes, I'm live, sir. I know a lot of people like Metal Jesus says he absolutely can't stand this game. I loved it because I realized how divergent some of the storylines would get if you did something different. So when I was talking about, I was renting this from the Redbox because I couldn't find it in the stores anywhere. There's a point where you're riding a motorcycle and you're running away from the cops. And then you're going across a bridge and there's a barricade. Like, the cops have set up a barricade. So when I rented this from the Redbox, I missed a queue. It's like there's a lot of... The game is mostly QuickTime events. So I missed a queue and I got captured. Like, I crashed the motorcycle. I got captured. I got thrown into the back of a police truck, going to jail. And on the way there, I used the spirit that is haunting or kind of hangs around Ellen Page's character. And I used it to possess the other cops in the van, and they shot themselves in the head. And then I ended up escaping. And then I'm running through like the forest and all that, trying to get away. And then I had to send the game back, or take the game back to the Redbox. But then when I bought it, I started over because I was doing another show at the time on YouTube called Toasty. It was like a talk show with me and my friend Josh, and I was going to review this game. So those times I was playing it on the Redbox, I was actually recording footage onto a DVD with a DVR that I had, so that I could have footage to show in the video. And I recorded it all wrong. So I needed to start the game over and play through up to that point again. And this time I did remember the queue with the motorcycle, and I got through the barricade. What was it? Which one was it? Yeah, when I ran away from the cops, I ended up in a town. Was it? I can't remember which scenario it was, but one of the two, like one of them was like I stopped playing it and it's like nothing else really happened. The other one was you end up in a small town and you end up destroying it because the cops come in mass to stop you and arrest you. I end up like turning into this freaking Firestarter character from that Stephen King movie and just blowing everything up with my mind, like using Aiden, the little ghost guy. And it was absolutely crazy. I was like, what the hell? And then like you see the other version of where the game could possibly go, and it's nuts. I was just like, wow, I love this. But like there's this scene where she's homeless and she's begging for change just so she could eat. It's just like really sad, and it goes to like really weird places in the end, but it's fantastic. The music is by Hans Zimmer. It's fantastic. I love it. I listen to it in my car all the time. Fantastic game. And if you haven't played Detroit Detroit Become Human on the PS4, you're really missing out. Excuse me. Picked this up at Best Buy during Black Friday. They were like clearancing out a lot of their PlayStation 3 games, so I picked it up. I think I got this for like $2 or $3. It's called Binary Domain. It's still sealed, so I have not played it, but it's from Sega, and it's like a third-person Gears of War ripoff from what I can tell. So there's that. Got this at GameStop. Found this in their clearance rack too. I got it for like $2 or $3. The remake of Bionic Commando. Have not played this one yet, but I hear decent things about it. Since it's in 3D now, I guess it's kind of hard to gauge like where you can use your little hook thing, your little arm hook or hook shot or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, could be control issues. I still need to try it. I know some people that have said they really enjoyed it and some people that said they haven't. Haven't played this either because I need to play through the first two games. I talked about this in part 1 of my Xbox 360 live stream, but I have the complete edition of BioShock Infinite, and this was one of those games I waited for the complete edition to come out because it did happen, I think, to BioShock 1 and 2, or I just never got around to buying this, and then I ended up finding the complete edition instead, so that's why I picked it up. Haven't played through the first... Well, I started playing the first BioShock, never beat it, so therefore I haven't played part 2, therefore I have not played this. But everyone tells me this one is absolutely fantastic. I was watching Nudes of Dudes stream this on Twitch, and she loves this game. I guess she's played through it a couple times. But this has all the DLC built into it. It includes the game, the Season Pass, which includes the Clash in the Clouds add-on pack, Burial at Sea Episode 1 and 2, the Early Bird Special Bonus, Columbia's Finest, Industrial Revolution Rewards Pack, Bioshock Infinite Upgrade Pack, Comstock's China Broom Shotgun, and Comstock's Bird Eye Sniper Rifle. So you get a lot of cool things with this. I picked this up at Best Buy the same time I picked up Binary Domain at Best Buy at Black Friday. Like I said, they're clearancing out games, so I picked this up. Got this at Half Price Books, real cheap. Blade Storm, The 100 Years' War. Excuse me. This is Dynasty Warriors, basically. It's a ripoff of Dynasty Warriors. It's okay. It's, if you like Musou games, this is kind of your thing. Talking is making my throat go super dry. I'm not sick or anything. It's like every time I eat, I start coughing, like it dries my throat out. Every time I talk for a long period of time, my throat dries out and I need to drink something. I have a box for this. Okay, so I can't remember where I got this. I think I got this off of eBay or Amazon or something. But we're talking the Blaze Blue or Blaz Blue Continuum Shift Extend. One-on-one fighting game. I love the Blaz Blue or Blaze Blue series. So I got this dirt cheap. That's why I bought it. Ooh, dusty. Yeah, one-on-one fighting games. Great animation, great music. And this is considered a collector's edition. Yeah, limited edition. Includes a art collectible book or a art collection book and a 17-song soundtrack. Where is the soundtrack? There you are. Wow, that's cheap-ass shit. Look at that. Couldn't even come in a proper slip with, like, track listings and whatever. Great. I hope that when I pop that into iTunes, it's in the memory of the program, so it knows what the names of the songs are and stuff. But whatevs. But I love the Blaze Blue series. I have a bunch of them, and one for the PSP, actually, which is pretty rad. So I was definitely going to pick this up. There's the game itself. This sits on my shelf, and I have a separate place where I keep these these giant boxes. Absolutely love that series. There's one thing the PS3 had. It was a lot of fighting games. Blood Drive. Got this at Half Price Books for $1. And I can't remember what... I bought it because it looked like a zombie version of Twisted Metal. Like, there's, like, people walking around when you're doing your car combat thing. And, like, the zombies, and you run them over and stuff. Brains, Stains, and Automobiles, or whatever. Welcome to the most ruthless modern-day gladiator arena the world has ever known. Yep, it's basically Twisted Metal with zombies in it. I remember I had a little bit of fun with that. This one I played through because I was planning on doing a video about James Bond video games, and I wanted to play through all the ones that I had, and this was the first one that I did, and it's Bloodstone, and this is not based on any movie. This actually takes place, I do believe, between... Does it say? No. I think this takes place between Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, if I'm if I remember correctly. But it has like a whole bunch of different play styles. It's mostly third person, like Gears of War style, combat where you're hiding behind things and popping up to shoot, kind of like in Time Crisis, but in the third person. And there's also a lot of driving levels, and some of them are insanely hard. There's one where there's like ice everywhere and you're slipping and sliding all over the place, and it took a while for me to beat that one. I remember it took me like 2 days to do it. But the game is actually quite short. I want to say it's maybe 6 hours long. And when it ended, I was like, oh, that's it? Like, the game just kind of ends. Like, you have a cutscene, you see the ultimate fate of one specific character, and then the game just kind of ends. And I was like, that's it? Really? Like, do I have to beat the game on a higher difficulty to get the better ending? No, it turns out like they just ended the game right then and there, and I was like, all right, I guess that's the way it works. But it's not too bad. It's actually pretty fun, and I actually bought the Nintendo DS version of that just to see how that worked, and it worked out pretty good. Got this one off of Amazon for, I think, $0.01 also. Brink. It's still sealed. It's a third-person action game, I want to say. I can't really tell. I haven't played it, but yeah, it's by Bethesda, or released by Bethesda, so yeah, there's that. I can't really talk about it. I haven't played this one because I haven't beat the other games in the series yet, but this I got for $7.48 on clearance at Target, and it's The Bureau, XCOM Declassified. This is the third game in this generation version of XCOM. I absolutely love the XCOM games. I rented the first one. Well, I'll be talking about it next time in the next PS3 live stream. I rented the first one and I absolutely loved it. Like, I could not stop playing it. Like, I ended up missing the date I had to return it to the library because I was playing it so much. So naturally, I went after all the other games in the series, and this is the third one, which I do believe is a prequel. And I'm not sad about it. A lot of games in this series, goddamn. Well, you know, this generation, you know, the PS3, Xbox 360, Wii generation was when this series, like, really took off. So, obviously, there's going to be a lot of games in this series in my collection. We got Call of Duty Black Ops. Not a big fan of this one. I did not like the story a whole bunch. I mean, yeah, you got, like, Sam Worthington and Gary Oldman providing voices in it, but the big twist that everyone was like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. I saw that shit coming a mile away. So I was not impressed. I just didn't like the story. I mean, the gameplay is the same with all of them. It's just the storyline in that one was not very good. Still haven't played Black Ops 2 because I was not such a big fan of the first one, so I really kind of put off playing this. But I did not buy it when it first came out. I waited. I ended up getting this at Gen Con like 4 years ago for, I want to say, or maybe 4 years ago, maybe? Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. Got it for like $5. So I was like, okay, well, now's the time. Get it dirt cheap. Normally, I was always seeing that like at GameStop. It was still like almost half the normal sale price. So it was like still being sold for $30. So for $5, I couldn't pass it up. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I love the Modern Warfare Call of Duty games. I think they're fantastic, especially the second one. That's my favorite game in all the Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 kind of disappointed me because I just didn't like where the story went. Yeah, there's a couple of twists, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess that's why we're doing this. But yeah, I mean, it still plays fine, but it's just not my favorite. And then I got this at the same time I got Call of Duty Black Ops 2 at Gen Con. Call of Duty World at War, I avoided playing this because the Modern Warfare games I loved so much at that point. I was like, why would they go backwards and go back to the whole World War II thing? And it turns out from what my friends tell me, this is one of the best games that they have ever made, but I still haven't played it, so I can't really comment. And I know a lot of people don't like Call of Duty games. I don't play the online stuff at all. I just play the single player, and that's why I've never bought Black Ops 4, because there is no single player. It's all online, so it's not going to be in my collection. But like I said, I just like the single player stuff. I like the stories. Captain America Super Soldier, it's in 3D! I haven't played this one yet, but it's a 3D action-adventure beat-em-up where you play as Captain America. And I'm a big fan of the Marvel MCU movies, so obviously I was going to pick this one up. I made it like my goal to get all of the MCU games. And if you watch the Xbox 360 ones, or collection videos or live streams, I found out there was one that I never knew existed. It was the Incredible Hulk. I figured that there was just certain ones. Incredible Hulk never got a video game based on it, but apparently it did, and I found it for the Xbox 360. That's the odd one out because I have all the other ones that were available for the PS3. And then I have Incredible Hulk for the 360. If I find it for the PS3, I might buy it and trade in the 360 version. Here's another fighting game, Cross Edge. Everyone tells me this was pretty good. I remember Radical Reggie telling me about it. This isn't a fighting game. Okay, I'm confused because I've never played this. It looks like a strategy game. My mistake. I've never played it, so I can't comment. But looking at the back now, I'm like, oh, it looks like it's like a strategy game. Never mind, it's not a fighting game. Blah. I remember Radical Reggie telling me about that one, though. So, I was messing around with my Xbox 360. Turns out I totally forgotten that I downloaded the digital version of the first game in the series, which was never released physically on any of the consoles. So, strategy games have fighting them? Yes. Yes, it does. Good one, Peter. So now I was always putting off playing this because I wanted to play the first game in the series, and then I totally forgot that I had downloaded the first game, which now I can play because now I have a working something or other. We're talking the Crysis series. This is Crysis 2 limited edition first-person shooter. The first game I think had a first-person engine, like a gaming engine, developed specifically for it. I remember, like, when the first game came out for the PCs, you had to have, like, a brand spanking new top-of-the-line PC to just play the frickin' game, which was insane. And I was like, yeah, now you know why I don't game on PC. But when they started coming out for the home consoles, you bet your ass I jumped on it. So, Crysis 2, found this at half-price books, I think $5, which is pretty awesome. And like I said, I have not played it because I wanted to play the first game, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I did download the first one for the Xbox 360, so can play it now, and I will. Next up is Dante's Inferno. This is the Divine Edition. This is a ripoff of God of War, but you're playing as this soldier, and he's battling through like Dante's version of hell. You know, the 7 layers of hell or whatever. Each one is based off of like a sin, a specific sin, and I love that kind of stuff. And like, I'm not a religious person. Not a religious person at all, but religious themed things kind of fascinate me in certain ways. Like I love watching movies like that, like the prophecy films, because like it puts a twist on it. So this was something I was immediately interested in. And when I went to Gen Con in 2009 or 10 or whatever, I think it was 2009, EA was actually there, and they had set up like this. It was a booth, but it was like designed to look like one of the levels, the layers of hell. And you walked through it, and there was TVs like in the walls that would show you gameplay and people working on the games and all that. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. I think I need this game in my life. So I was immediately interested, but I put off buying it for the longest time because I heard that there was going to be a deluxe edition or whatever. So I picked this up instead. It's pretty cool. This even had part of like that multimedia release thing where like there was a movie, like a cartoon movie released to coincide with this, to give you some more backstory that the game doesn't give you, the way they did with Dead Space, which is cool. It's streaming on, I think, Amazon and Hulu, I do believe, and it's in my queue, which I haven't watched yet. But when I do get around to playing through this again, I will definitely watch it beforehand. Cool. That was the first game engine I downloaded to try to make a game. It was too powerful for my computer, and I didn't make anything on it. Yeah, I was gonna say CryEngine. I remember reading about that when it came out, and I was just like, nope, this is the reason I don't PC game at all. Nope, no way, nope. I rented this one from the library also, Dark Void. It's a third-person action game, but it's kind of like you're playing a futuristic Rocketeer. You can fly around all over the place and shoot people from the air. It's actually pretty fun. It's kind of basic also, but I enjoyed it. I like the Rocketeer, so yeah. Come on, stupid mouse. Haven't gotten around to playing this because I don't even know if this is still online capable. But the original Demon Souls, this is like the precursor to what is it? Dead Souls? Dark Souls. That's it. There's a lot of online components even in the single player game. And I remember reading about how difficult this game was. And now that I've played through the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is basically a Dark Souls clone, I kind of know what to expect from those games. I mean, I do want to play through Bloodstained and all that, so I might go back and replay or play through this. But like I said, there's like an online component even in the single player, so I don't know if it'll work properly, but we'll find out. But From Software, man, From Software. They are the shiz. Picked this one up on a whim. It was at, what was the name of that store? Disc Replay by my work. And I think this was like $5. I was like, cool, fighting game, why not? It's called Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. I don't get it. I don't know. Don't ask me. But another hand animated like Blaze Blue style game, and I'm all about those. And it's actually pretty fun. I liked it a lot. Some of the characters are pretty rad. Haven't played this because, as you can tell, this is a sequel. And I like to play through games in order, so I need to find the other games in the series. But I got this at a GameStop while I was in Indianapolis for Gen Con. My friends were off doing something else. I think they were demoing a game, and I had already seen everything in the convention that I was interested in. And it turns out there's a mall connected to the Indianapolis Convention Center, so I walked around in there for a while, hung out in the Hot Topic for way too long, listened to way too many teeny bopper conversations and shit. Look, oh my god, like Billy is just like totally a jerk. I was like, yeah, what am I doing here? Found out there's a GameStop at the other end of the mall, and I went in there and I found some stuff dirt cheap. That was the one GameStop I've ever been to. You would think that it's connected to a convention center where there's a lot of geeks. They would jack the prices up. It had the most reasonable prices of any GameStop I'd been to at the time. So I picked up a lot of stuff. Disgaea 4. A Promise Unforgotten. I've never played a game in this. I think it's a tactical RPG series. I have a couple other games in the series. Not here. I can't remember what console. I have a couple of other ones. Maybe PS4? I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah, I want to get the other games in the series before I play it. Yeah, that was some lowbrow humor. Edging. Gross. Anyway, picked this one up, I think, a year or a year and a half ago. I think it was more along the lines of when the Doom remake or the Doom reboot, just Doom Eternal just came out, like the one before it was that Doom 2016 or whatever. Around the same time that came out, because this had the old game on it. We're talking Doom 3, the BFG edition. It's a remastered version of Doom 3 that came out on the PC and the Xbox, the original Xbox. I have those on the original Xbox. But the reason I wanted this was it has Doom and Doom 2, the original PC versions of Doom and Doom 2 on it. And I wanted it for that. It's a 20th anniversary edition, basically. And Doom 3 is good. I mean, it's not the best game in the series, obviously. Oh, actually, we think about it, it's probably the one that's at the bottom. Not to say it's bad, it's just not as good as the others, but I bought this specifically because I wanted to be able to play Doom 1 and 2 and not have to download some sort of like Windows emulator for my Mac so I could play it. I farted. Now that's some lowbrow humor. Had this game back in the day. I got it as a Christmas gift. Well, the first game I got as a Christmas gift from some friends. Absolutely fell in love with it. I was like, okay, this is the one. Like, I couldn't get into some of the other games in the series at that point in time. Or in games developed by this developer. That's what I mean to say. But this was the one that just did it for me. And then, just like with Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic, I got stuck, and I would have had to have started the game all over again. And I'm talking about Dragon Age. I was given Dragon Age Origins as a Christmas gift for the PS3, and I loved it. I was playing a male character, and I made out with frickin' Morgan. It was fantastic. I was like, yes, Claudia Black, give it to me. And, and then I got stuck not too long after that, and I couldn't progress, and I needed to start over the game, and I got pissed and said, the hell with this, and I never went back to it, and I sold the game, because I was mad. But this is the Ultimate Edition. It has Dragon Age Origins and Origins Awakening, the, like, extension, or expansion pack, I want to say, for it, that they actually released physically. This contains Dragon Age Origins Awakening, and a bunch of DLC content: The Stone Prisoner, Warden's Keep, Return to Ostagar, The Darkspawn Chronicles, Liliana's Song, The Golems of Amgarak, Witch Hunt, and more. Yeah. But it's an RPG, like an action RPG, you know, the way BioWare does these games. Like, if you've played Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, you know what to expect. But it's absolutely fantastic. I need to play through it completely. This is supposed to be, 2020 is supposed to be the year of the RPGs for me, and I've not played an RPG. Might not happen. I'm probably going to sell this one because I just got the Pro Edition of it on the PS4, so I'm probably going to get rid of this. But Dragon's Crown, Vanillaware, beat 'em up. It's fantastic. It's a beat 'em up and RPG at the same time. It's fantastic. Every girl has a giant ass and humongous boobs, and every dude is like, He-Man. It's weird the way it's the art style in it, but it's interesting and unique, so I appreciate it. And it's actually a fantastic game, but I just bought the new edition of it, so I probably will be getting... I'm going to set that one aside. I'll probably be getting rid of it. I need to get the second game in this series, but Dragon's Dogma, I haven't played it yet. It's a 3D, like, third-person action-adventure game, I guess. Beat 'em up. Experience a new type of highly stylized action combat from the creators of action hits Resident Evil 4 and Devil May Cry 4. It's a beat 'em up. Fantasy style. Okay. Haven't played it. This is still sealed because I need to play the other two games in the series, which I do own. I just never got around to it. Year of the RPG, Chris. Drakengard 3. I was super surprised that we got a part 3 in this series. Like, when I found out that it was coming out, I pre-ordered it through the Square Enix website, like the moment it went on sale. I was so excited because I played through a little bit of the first game. A couple of my friends absolutely swear by the first two games. They think they're fantastic. So I was like, yes, get me interested in the series again. And I still haven't played it because it's still sealed. But yeah, it's an RPG. I need to play some RPGs this year, but I've been playing nothing but like first-person shooters and shit. Speaking of a first-person shooter, okay, so if you watch the first part of my 360 collection live stream, I talked about Aliens Colonial Marines, and how everyone had these preconceived notions about it because I guess that Gearbox or whoever developed it was talking a bunch of shit about what the game was going to do and what it was going to be like, and it didn't live up to expectations in the end, because in the end it did feel kind of like a previous generation first-person shooter. Personally, I didn't pay attention to any of that stuff. When it came out, I was like, I'll pick it up eventually. I rented it, and I really liked what I played. And when I ended up buying it, I got it dirt cheap, the like limited edition that came in this gigantic box with like a maquette of one of the Colonial Marines fighting an alien, like in a power loader and all that. Had this like big thing of documents that came with it. It was pretty cool. And like, it's a fun game. I loved it. Everyone complained about it. I don't care. I did not have any expectations for it. Therefore, it did not bother me that it was, I guess, underwhelming to people. It felt like a pretty decent first-person shooter to me. I just wanted to play a first-person shooter in Alien Land, and I got it. So when Duke Nukem Forever came out, I went out and bought it on day one, and everyone was like whining, "There's the worst game ever, it's so bad." I don't care. I was not one of these people who had been like anxiously biting my fingernails for 10, 12 years, however long it took for this game to come out. I was not on the hype train at all for this. I was just like, oh look, a new Duke Nukem game came out. It's been a long time. I should play that. And you know what? I had fun with it. It's a first-person shooter the same kind of way. Yeah, Gearbox. Gearbox is the same company that released Aliens versus or that Aliens Colonial Marines game. It was the same kind of thing. Yeah, it felt a little bit like it was developed for the previous generation, which it probably was, and had to get upgraded. But I didn't care. It's just another first-person shooter, and I had fun with it. Therefore, I enjoyed it, and I don't think it's crap. Everyone else seems to think it's crap and still complains about it being like the worst game ever. I don't care. I disagree. This was awesome. I got this at Best Buy. They were starting to sell like used games or something, but this one had never been used. Somebody like sold like at Best Buy was, I don't know if Best Buy was accepting trade-ins or something, but I remember they were selling used copies of games, and I don't know where they were getting them from because I know I never brought any used games into Best Buy to trade in. I don't know where they were getting them from, but somebody had given them a used copy, still sealed, of Dungeon Siege 3. It was like it's brand spanking new, and I got it for like dirt cheap. It was still going for like $40. Brand new, and then someone sold them a sealed copy or whatever, and I got it for like 15. So I was not going to complain. But it's a dungeon crawler, and I love dungeon crawlers. There's a really craptastic movie made based on this series by Uwe Boll with Jason Statham in it that I saw in the theater, and we had so much fun ripping on it in the theater because we were the only ones there. But I love dungeon crawlers, so I had to pick that up. Church gonna love me for this. Dynasty Warriors 6, another Musou game or whatever, where it's just you against an army of people, and that's all you do is hit 3 buttons over and over again, and there you go. I had a goal that didn't last. Like, I was gonna try to get all the... Excuse me, got the hiccups now. I was gonna try to get all the games in the Dynasty Warriors series, and that's like an impossible task. There's so many games. I don't even know what the number they're up to, like 13, 14 or something. Yeah, I've kind of given up on that. Picked this up on a whim with my girlfriend at the time. We went to a Best Buy, like at a mall far, far away, and I saw it at the GameStop, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. It's called El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron. So there's another religious-themed game, sort of. And yeah, it's like a 3D beat-em-up, but like everything is like lit up and glowing, kind of like Tron. It was interesting. So I picked it up, and I played a little bit of it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a 3D beat-em-up, so, you know. A little bit of platforming. Still haven't played this. Got this at GameStop when they were like discounting and clearancing out a bunch of games, and I like the licensed games, so I picked it up. We don't get licensed games that often anymore. So, Falling Skies the game. It's a TV show that I think Steven Spielberg produces, and it's about an alien invasion. Like, I guess there's like 4 seasons of the show or whatever. Noah Wiley's in it, and the girl who played Helena in the Dead or Alive movie. But it's a strategy game from what I understand, kind of like XCOM, and I like those types of strategy games, so I picked it up. Can't be that bad. I was kind of ticked off at this. From what I understood, and I don't think it says anything on here about what my complaint is, but we're talking the Far Cry compilation. This has Far Cry 2, 3, and the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon side game, which is like a gonzo 1980s action movie. Everything's like in neon and stuff. And that's really why I bought this. I wanted to play Blood Dragon so bad. I've been hearing everybody talk about it. And I wanted to get this compilation, which took a while to get a hold of. I couldn't find it for a decent price. And I eventually found someone slip it on eBay and picked up a new copy of it. So this was sealed when I bought it. It showed up, and I was like, okay, so according to what I've read, everything is on the disc. Far Cry 2, 3, and Blood Dragon are on this disc, which is what I wanted. Unwrap it, pop it open, and oh shit, there's a code for Blood Dragon in here. So Blood Dragon isn't on the disc, which really ticked me off. So, yeah, that means I couldn't play it because I have to get a new PS3 with a bigger hard drive in order to do so. Because I can't have an entire game on that hard drive. It's so small. So I can't play it. I hope that code does not expire because I have not redeemed it yet. Shit. Well, I'll find out. But first-person shooters. The Far Cry games are first-person shooters. A little more exploration and stuff. There's a little bit of hand combat in them, if I remember correctly. Whew. Okay, how many of these do I have? 3? So this is a series. I bought all these at the exact same time from the same GameStop. Not an expiration date. That's good to know. Because I want to play Blood Dragon so bad. But like I said, I need to go and buy a brand new PS3 that has a big hard drive. I'll try to find one of the Model 2s. I don't care about the backwards capabilities, the backwards compatible game stuff, because I still have the original model. I just need to get a new PS3 so I can start playing these games again. It's the opposite problem I had with the Xbox 360. My Xbox 360s kept crashing and breaking. My PS3, it's just the hard drive is full. And I don't want to delete anything on there because it's stuff I can't get rid of. So we're talking the Fear series. First Encounter, Assault Recon. These are like horror first-person shooters, and that sounds fascinating to me. I heard these are like PC games that got ported over to the PS3 and the 360, so I couldn't pass them up. So we got Fear 2, Project Origin, and Fear 3, which doesn't have a subtitle. There's also like the Fear Files, which I don't think got a release on the PS3, if I remember correctly. I think it's only available on the Xbox 360. I'll find out. And I've got them stacking these wrong. Damn it. I need to get the second game in the series, but I think it never came out. I don't think it ever came out in the US. I think it's a Japanese exclusive. But I love this franchise. I'm a huge fan of the anime, which is why I bought all the games in this series that I have bought. One of my goals, collecting-wise, is to get all the games in the series, including all the Japanese ones. We got games based on this franchise in the US that the names were changed and the violence was toned down. So I want to get the original version so I can play through those uncut. We're talking Fist of the North Star. This is Ken's Rage. There's also a Ken's Rage 2 that came out in Japan for the PS3 that I need to pick up, but it's a little bit pricey. Now that I've got my tax return and some money probably coming from the government because of this whole coronavirus thing, I might, splurge a little bit. Woo! But it's a third-person beat-em-up, and you can punch people so hard that they explode. Their heads might explode. Their chests might explode. Their hands, their legs, their feet, their ass. You don't know. Their crotch. Who knows? The cartoon, the anime, is fantastic. I read the manga also back in the day when I was a kid. Absolutely love it. So every game based on Fist of the North Star I'm trying to get, including like Black Belt on the Master System is actually a Fist of the North Star game. And that's why people explode when you punch them. But in the Japanese version of the game, it is actually Fist of the North Star, and there's blood involved. But can't have blood in American video games when we're little kids, It might scar somebody. This is one of the first games I ever bought for my PS3, and it also heavily relied on DLC, which really pissed me off, which is why I got rid of it. But I found it at half-price books for like $3, so I picked it up. It's Folklore. It's an RPG, and there's all these DLC characters you can download. And I remember at the beginning when I first got the game, I was downloading a few of them, and then I just got so sick of it. I was like, I spent $60 on this game. Am I going to spend like another $60 on all this extra DLC stuff? And that's like where I said that my hatred of DLC began. So yeah, RPG. I never really got that far in it, but whatever. Honestly, the last time I booted up my PS3, it was to check out what I actually had on my hard drive, and all that stuff, all those DLC characters, are still on here because I was able to re-download them when I got my new PS3 that sent me from Sony, which sucked. Front Mission Evolved. I got this for $1 at GameStop. They were like clearancing it out for some reason. I like the Front Mission games, but I don't think this one is a strategy game. I think this one is just like a mech combat game instead. Maybe that's why nobody likes it. Whatever. The graphics look fantastic. Full Auto 2 Battle Lines. This is like Burnout with machine guns, which is why I wanted it. I found this at Half Price Books dirt cheap. I want to say like $2 or $3. And I looked at the back of it and I was just like, well, yeah, it's Burnout. Like, it's a racing game with like the same kind of cars, but you got machine guns strapped onto the front of your hood, so why not? Let's just blow everything up on the street. I think this is one of the last games I bought at Disc Replay before they shut down. Game of Thrones. And I remember renting this from the library near my work, and it was okay. I really hadn't caught up with the... I was late to the Game of Thrones party. I think they were on season like 3 when I started watching it. So I started watching with season 1, and I think at the point when I rented this, I just finished season 1, and this takes place between like season 3 and 4 or something like that. It requires knowledge of characters that I had no idea who they were when I was playing it, so I was lost. But I was like, okay, eventually when I get around to watching the entire series, which I have watched, I'll buy it again. And I remember 3 years ago, I want to say I bought this. So I was up to date with the characters. I just never got around to playing it again. But I will. I need to rewatch the series from the beginning, though. Probably to refresh my memory, because if there's one thing I always complained about Game of Thrones, it's remembering everyone's damn names. Genji, Days of the Blade. This is a 3D beat-em-up, and it looks okay. It's kind of like a Japanese ripoff of God of War, like Japanese mythology type thing. It's okay. I have the first game, the limited edition of this for the PS2. It's a fantastic open world game based on one of the best movies ever made. And then this came out, and everyone's just kind of like, well, you went downhill. You went downhill pretty quick. There's not going to be a part 3. Well, part 3 of the movie series kind of was shit anyway. So, Godfather Part 2. The first one was an open world game in the Godfather world. Took place in like the 50s, I think, the 50s or 60s or something like that. And this one takes place like a decade later, I think in the 70s. And yeah, it's another open world game, but it's just not nearly as good. You play as Michael Corleone in this one, I think. Or you work for Michael Corleone. I haven't played this one yet because I never beat the original Godfather, but I found it at Half Price Books, and I was like, okay, if I can finally play it, but whatever. Still haven't played this one. It's still sealed, but I got this at Target on clearance. God of War Ascension. This is like the unofficial 4th game, I think. So this came out after God of War 3, which was supposedly the last game in the series. And then like this came out. I don't know if it's considered a spin-off or what, but whatever. I picked it up. I haven't played it yet. I still need to beat Part 3. I've played through the new God of War that came out for the PS4. But, oh, shit, I missed something. Damn it. Oh, and I missed 2 games. Damn it. Chris, you a dumbass. Anyway, let's go through these, and then we can talk about the ones I missed. Then there's also the God of War collection. This is God of War 1 and 2 remastered. I played through both of them. They are fantastic. But I played through them on the PS2. And then there's this God of War Origins collection, which are the 2 God of War games that came out for the PSP remastered for the PS3. They don't look the greatest because it was designed for the PSP. I mean, come on, it doesn't look amazing. But they're pretty fun, but this one is still sealed. Haven't played through this one yet. But I have played the PSP games, and that's how I know that they're good. I missed 2 games because these aren't ones that are on my shelf because the boxes are gigantic. So they're like on my little special oddball sized container cases shelf. But we got Deus Ex Human Revolution Augmented Edition. I picked this up at the Exchange by me, and I'd never played this game in the series, so I picked this one up when I found it dirt cheap there. And it comes with a bonus disc. Does it even say what said bonus disc is? An exclusive bonus DVD featuring 44-minute making of the game soundtrack, an E3 trailer, and animated storyboards, and a motion graphic novel adapted from the official series by DC Comics, and a 40-page art book. And there's code for Square Enix members. Oh, it's a registration code. But yeah, I love Cyberpunk, and these games are cyberpunk as shit, so had to get it. And they are also RPGs. So, well, first-person RPGs. So, does that count toward my RPGs of 2020? I hope so. And the other game is way too big to have on a shelf because I refuse to open it. We're talking the Eye of Judgment. I found this at a Savers that is now closed. I got this for like $5, and it is still completely sealed, never been opened. Eye of Judgment requires the PlayStation Eye camera to play. I had this back in the day, and I played it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, I don't like this, and I got rid of it. Because it also required you to purchase cards like Magic the Gathering, which I'm not down with because I don't want all this extra crap like Pokemon and shit. So what you do is you play your game. It comes with a deck of cards up here. You have your PlayStation Eye, hook it up to your PlayStation 3, and aim it at a surface like a table or the floor or something, and a grid will show up superimposed on whatever surface you have it aimed at. And it's like I think it's a 3x3 grid. And you'll put these cards down, and you put these cards down like in these grids, and the camera will read the card, and an animation will happen based on that card. So like you put like this red dragon character down or card down, this red dragon character will pop up out of it on your screen. And you fight. It's like playing Magic. And I played it like 4 times with some friends of mine who bought the game also, and were really into it, and like had way more cards than I did, because I only had the initial, like it comes with a starter deck and a 1 expansion pack. I was not willing to buy extras unless I really, really liked the game. They bought them like right off the bat. Like the moment the game came out, the moment the game was released, they bought like one of the whole box of expansion packs. And I was just like, no thanks. I played it like 4 times with them, different days, and I was just like, after the 4th time, I was like, yeah, I think I'm getting rid of it, and I did. But then I found this, like I said, at Savers for like $5, and I wasn't going to pass it up. Still sealed, so that's kind of cool, even though I do not enjoy the game. Here we have God of War 3. Yeah, haven't played this one. It's still sealed. I played through God of War 1 and 2 and the PSP games and the new God of War, but I never played God of War 3. I probably should. This is a port of a Wii game, and I honestly would rather have the Wii game because it came with that cool golden controller. We're talking GoldenEye Reloaded GoldenEye Reloaded 007. Originally, this was a remaster of GoldenEye on the Wii. Made with modern graphics and Daniel Craig's likeness. And I played it. My dad had it. My dad, for some reason, like bought it. No, I bought it for my dad for Christmas. That's why he had it. And he loved it. My dad he loved playing Doom. My dad was playing the original Doom until the day he died. Like, he played it from the day it was released until the day he died on his laptop. He was never without Doom. He played it over and over again. He would play Doom, then Doom 2, then he would play through Final Doom, and then he would go and play, World of Warcraft for a year, and then he would go back and do, like, he had like this stable of games he was always playing over and over again. And he loved first-person shooters, obviously, so I bought this for him for Christmas, and he liked it. It also came with like this golden controller, like a golden Pro controller on the Wii, which is pretty awesome. And then they ported it over to the PS3. I don't know about the 360, but this is like PlayStation Move compatible, which is kind of cool. And this now is like completely upgraded, like with even better graphics that were on the Wii, because let's get it straight, we had crap graphics most of the time. But this has an exclusive character, Hugo Drax, and the Moonraker laser pistol for the multiplayer, but you can still play it for the single player, which is exactly what I do. But like I said, I was going for all of the 007 games, so I had to have that, and I do want to get the Wii one complete in that big box with that controller. Speaking of first-person shooters, we got Haze. I rented this, and I liked it. I remember people saying that it was like broken in some ways, but I'm assuming that there's a update out there. But I think this is the one where there's like a drug that you take that like ups your combat abilities, and like you're faster and you can hit harder and all that kind of stuff. And I remember what I played of it, I liked. I just haven't not gone back to play through it, which I should do. This I played through. You would not believe how many times. I've seen the golden controller. Yeah, I want to just get the whole thing. Like, if I can find the whole box, the giant box with the controller and the game and all that, I'd be happy. Heavenly Sword. This was by Ninja Theory, and it's a company that I thought... the guy who played Gollum in the Lord of the Rings movies. Andy Serkis. I thought it was his company. Turns out he just works with them a lot. Or he's contracted by them basically for every game they make. To do all the motion capture and stuff. He worked on this. He plays the villain. And the lead, the main character, is played by Anna Torv, who was the lead on Fringe. If you ever watched that TV show that was on Fox, it was kind of like the X-Files. It's a fantastic God of War ripoff. The storyline is great. The graphics are, I mean, you could tell when I first played this, I was like, okay, we have come this far. Because I remember like what the PlayStation 2 looked like. And then you play this game, and I was like, we're here. Like, the graphics on this are phenomenal. Like, oh my god, this is like 2 leaps past what the PS2 was. It looked amazing. And it played great, and the voice acting and the motion capture is fantastic. It's a beat 'em up kind of like God of War. The story is amazing. Like I said, I absolutely loved it. I played through this game I think 3 different times. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I highly recommend it if you haven't played it. Here's another game from Quantic Dream, Heavy Rain. This is another one that's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure, a lot of quick-time events with some gameplay. Like your characters walk around and you interact with things to get parts of the story and all that. But this one, I think, is like 4 different characters that you end up playing as. And it's like you're looking for a serial killer. I've never beaten this one. I've played through Beyond. I've played through Detroit. I still need to play through this. So, yeah, I'm going to have to set aside some time and do so. But this is supposed to be the year of the RPG. How can I do that? So many games I want to play. Got this for a whopping $1. Homefront. It's another first-person shooter. Have not played it. How many first-person shooters were available during this generation? Way too many. Hunted, The Demon's Forge. This was released by Bethesda. And this is a third-person beat-em-up. It's a fresh take on the classic dungeon crawler with the intensity of a modern-day shooter. Yes. Got this for, I think, $5 at that disc replay place. And I remember seeing that cover, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool looking. What is this? And I remember reading that description. Still haven't played it! Because I'm dumb. Haven't played this either. Hyperdimension Neptunia. This is the first game in the series, I do believe. I got the first one. That's a first. Don't have, like, part 3 or something like that, but there's, like, 500 games in this series. But this is a Japanese, a JRPG. And I remember everyone was talking about one of them, or at least there were people that I was watching on YouTube that was talking about the series like all the time. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick up the first one, see if I can get into it, and I never ended up playing it. But I have it, so maybe I can play that this year? I don't know. I need to start with, like, Earthbound or something. The Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection. I absolutely love Shadow of the Colossus. I never could get into Ico very much, or Ico, but I want to. I will have to play through that. I just couldn't get over the whole, like, oh, thing that he would do when he would scream at the girl, or the main character would scream at the girl. But Shadow of the Colossus is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love that game. So now I have the one on the PlayStation 2, the original. I have this PS3 remaster, and now I have the PS4 remaster, the even further remaster. But that game was made from the ground up. This is just a port, upgraded graphics-wise. The other one is, like, made from the ground up, the PS4 one, and it's awesome. Do I have both? Yes, I do. There's a third one, too. Infamous and Infamous 2. I've played through the first one. It's an open-world superhero game where your character has, like, electricity powers. And it's actually really, really fun. I just never got around to playing the second one. I liked it a lot. It was one of the games that got me back into open-world games. I played through, like, Grand Theft Auto 3. But, like, the sequels, I started to, like, get sick of the whole open-world thing. And Infamous was the one that kind of made me go, like, you know what? Those are pretty fun. I need to play through more of these. So that was pretty cool. Got this on clearance at Target for $5.98. Inversion. It's another first-person shooter. Haven't opened it. It's still sealed. Oh, man. Like I said when I was talking about Captain America, like, one of my goals is to get, like, all of those MCU games that were available this generation. So we got Iron Man and Iron Man 2. They're third-person action games, a lot of flying, but they're okay. I mean, they could have been worse. Sega, I don't think they actually made these. Secret Level. Yeah, Secret Level, I guess, developed these. Or at least the first one. Voices from Don Cheadle and Samuel L. Jackson. You mean Robert Downey Jr.'s not in these? Oh. But yeah, I just wanted to get them because I got them both at the same time at Half Price Books. I played through a little bit of the first one. It's a pretty fun action game. Still haven't opened this one. Probably should. The Jak and Daxter Collection remastered in HD, so it's Jak and Daxter 1, 2, and 3 on one disc, hopefully. And I loved the original Jak and Daxter. I never played through the sequels. I just never got around to playing them. I never bought them. I just never got around to doing anything. I remember playing through the first one. I loved it. So third-person action-adventure collectathon-y type games, kind of like Ratchet and Clank. And I love the shit out of it. So I obviously wanted the upgraded version. It took me a while to find this one. I remember seeing this all the time at GameStop. And then when I actually wanted to get a copy of it, I couldn't find it to save my life. But it's this Journey Collector's Edition. There's still some plastic stuck on here. What? Journey the Collector's Edition. This is all the games at this point in time released by that game company, whose games were developed to not have any combat in them. There was just supposed to be like a sort of chill, relaxing, video game experience. So you got Flow, Flower, and Journey. And like I said, they have no combat in them at all. Like Flower is, you are playing as pollen. And Flow, you're playing as like plankton or something. And then in Journey, you're just kind of like going through this desert, like interacting with people and stuff like that. It's supposed to be about connecting. So, yeah, I really wanted to try these out finally. Still haven't done so. Probably should. Okay, I can finally talk about one of these big box games when I was supposed to. We're talking Killer is Dead. When I got back into collecting, I remember I went onto Amazon. It was when I found those games that were like a penny each. And I was looking for like collector's editions and stuff for games that were like dirt cheap. For games that I was actually interested in. So I found this one on Amazon, I think for $10. And this collector's edition, well, the game would be inside this weird slipcase with some of the characters on it. And it also comes with the art of Killer is Dead in this hardcover book, which is pretty awesome. Ass. And what is this? The music of Killer is Dead, and I don't know why it's in like a DVD, like a slim DVD case. There's 25 different tracks on here. Should probably listen to that at some point. Killer is Dead. Yeah, this is okay. So this was developed, I do believe, by Suda51, Kodakawa Games. I think this is a Suda51 game. Absolutely gonzo action, absolutely nuts. But it's really super colorful. It's kind of, oh god, what's that graphic style called? Cell shaded kind of look, which is kind of interesting. But it's an action game where you play as an assassin who's, I think, dead, who was assassinated and is brought back to life or something. Join the executioner office and take out a variety of bizarre targets with your sword and transforming biomechanical arm. Deal out death and love. So there's some dating sim stuff in there? I don't know. I only played it for like 5 minutes to see if it worked, and I liked what I played, just have not gotten around to playing through it. So, Killer is Dead. It looks great. So, this series, I have the first one on the PS2, and the follow-ups on the PS4, and I think the PSP, and the PS Vita. Or Killzone 2 and Killzone 3. These are first-person shooters. I've played a little bit of the first game. I have not played these sequels yet. But they look fantastic. And the third one is PlayStation Move compatible. I should probably get that PlayStation Move like rifle thing for the PS3 so I could actually download that House of the Dead 4 on the PS3. Oh, I need to get a new hard drive. Dropping Killzone to show 3. I've been doing that in every one of these, man. Boo! But yeah, I love first-person shooters, obviously, so I had to have that. Okay, so I bought this game the day it was released, back in the day. Back in 2007? Because this was like close to the launch, or at least within the first year. It was a game by Factor 5, and it sounded really interesting. And then I got the game, and I was like, this game controls like ass, because it required you to use the controller, the emotion controls on the controller. So you didn't use buttons or anything like that to do things. You had to like use your... Okay. We're talking layer. So this is a game where you fly around on a dragon and you're taking out armies and stuff like that. And when you're flying, you would actually hold the controller level. And if you wanted to go up, you had to tilt the controller up. You wanted to go down, you had to tilt the controller down. You wanted to turn, you had to do this kind of stuff. It was so hard to control. I couldn't figure out exactly how much I needed to tilt it to make the dragon turn, because I would tilt a little bit, and the dragon would almost do a complete 180. And it was so frustrating that I was like, you know what? I think it was within 3 days of buying it, I sold it. Because I was like, you know what? The hell with this game. This is garbage. and I got rid of it. And then I want to say like a month later, there was a patch to let you actually use the controller to control the dragon instead. Did not want to buy the game again. So I didn't buy this again until I got back into collecting, and I got this at Target. Or not Target, GameStop. Oh, and I haven't played it yet because the memories still haunt me. But I probably should to see if that patch actually fixed the game. Because I hear once you get into the game, it's actually really cool. And it looks beautiful. But like I said, the controls just absolutely killed it for me, so I never went back to it. Picked this one up just because. It's another RPG. The Last Rebellion. The cover grabbed me a little bit. I thought that looked kind of neat. Go, girls, go. Kill everyone. But I haven't played it. JRPG. It'll happen eventually. Probably when I'm 92. Little Big Planet Game of the Year edition. I have played this. It has bonus content valued at over $30. Doesn't tell you what, though. Game of the Year edition. Free add-on content, over a dozen bonus costumes and new level packs with game upgrades like the Paintinator. Whatever. It's like a platformer when you just want to play it. But just like the company that made this also released that game that's called Dreams that just came out for the PS4 where it lets you make your own video games. The whole thing about this was you would make your own stages and then release them Super Mario Maker style on the internet for other people to download and play. So it was all about like exchanging levels with people. And I downloaded a handful, and some of them were really fun. Some people like work out these crazy Rube Goldberg levels that were just absolutely insane. I was like, I would have never thought to come up with that kind of stuff in a million years. These people are creative as shit, which is like why I like playing Mario Maker so much, because it's cool seeing what people come up with the assets that are given to them. So yeah, I absolutely love this game. I still need to get this. Oh, I do have it. Shit, I thought I didn't. Oh, no, I don't. I know I didn't have the second game. I should, but I don't. But I do have Little Big Planet Karting. Yeah, this is like when the franchise jumped the shark. Not every franchise needs a Mario Kart clone. It was all about creation. I don't think you can make your own. Create and share levels with the new 3D. Oh, so, okay. This, I did not realize. It's still sealed. I have not played this. But I got this at Target, like, discounted heavily. But yeah, it looks like it's a kart racer where you can actually make your own levels and share them with people online. That's kind of cool. I was not aware of that. Okay, I take it back. That's awesome. Keeps in with the theme of the other games. This is a spoiler for my pickup video for next week. I picked this up last week. I went back to Video Games Then and Now. The day before, they basically did the whole stay-in-place thing in Chicago, where they basically told everyone you're staying home. Unless you have an essential job, you're not going anywhere. Unless you're going grocery shopping, going to a pharmacy, or gassing up your car. So I was like, the last day, I knew it was going to happen. I knew there was rumors that it was going to happen on Saturday, but on Friday after work, I was like, you're going to go to all these places that you need to go, or that you've been wanting to go to before they shut down. So I went to Video Games Then and Now like one last time until all this crap blows over, and went video game hunting, and I ended up picking up a game I've been looking for forever, but I can never find it for this generation. I always found it for the PS2 or the original Xbox, and I did not want that. We're talking Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's Quest. This is like a kid-friendly Lord of the Rings game. It's kind of like a beat-em-up, and like I haven't played it yet because I just got it. But it says, become the legendary Aragorn and embark on his greatest adventure from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Intense motion-controlled combat, drop-in, drop-out co-op action, and battle Sauron's minions on foot and on horseback. So there's like no blood or anything like that, but it's a beat-em-up. Why not? And I wonder how the PlayStation Move stuff works. But yeah, I could never find this for this generation, so I was finally able to after I've been collecting since 2013, and I just found it in 2020. 7 years it took me to get that point. Found this like a month ago at a half-price books. Never even knew this game existed, and I was like, once I saw the cover, I was like, it needs to be mine. It's Lucha Libre Heroes del Ring. It's a Lucha Libre wrestling game. Mexican wrestlers. Absolutely needed to have this in my collection. That just sounded so fun. I like watching Lucha Libre when I actually can find matches on YouTube and stuff like that. Absolutely. Like, they do some crazy-ass stuff. The stuff that the WWE would never do. And I absolutely like fell for this when I saw it at the half-price books. I was like, I need to have that in my life. And the cover is even like a foil cover, which is pretty awesome. So I can't wait to play this. Honestly, when I get back into streaming on Twitch, I'm probably going to stream this game just because. It sounds fantastic. Still haven't opened this because I think this game is going to be a flaming pile of shit, but I got this for like $2 brand new off of Amazon. And I don't know anything about it. But this is I bought this when I was getting back into collecting, and I was trying to buy every freaking game I could to get to like just start to amass like a collection. Eventually, I pared down all that garbage, but I kept Magus. I know absolutely nothing about it. It just says, "Journey to find the power that is rightfully yours. Magus has been imprisoned and tortured with no end in sight. One day, a mysterious woman named Kinna appears and helps him break free. She convinces him to embark on a perilous journey to fulfill his destiny, using his unique powers to defeat all who stand in his path. But with two powerful kingdoms vying to control the land and their eyes set on the Magus' powers, how will he overcome the odds to become a god, or the god he was meant to be? A god with the power of arcane. Powerful spells become unstoppable." Okay, so it looks like a 3D beat-em-up with magic powers instead of a sword. But like I said, I got it dirt cheap, and it was brand spanking new, so I was like, okay, whatever. But that cover is absolute garbage. It looks like it was painted with watercolors. It just is bland and everything, and it made me go like, I don't know about this. But it was, like I said, it was cheap, so I bought it. And the last game I'm going to talk about today this is going to be one of the shorter ones, is Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. And I rented this from the library by my work also, and it's a third-person like puzzle platformer, and there's a little bit of combat, but not much. But it's actually like not a stressful game. Like I was playing through it, and I was just kind of like, yeah, this is okay. Like I remember playing a little bit of Eco back in the day, and it kind of reminded me a little bit about that. You play as this guy who has like this like forest giant character following him around, and it's actually really, really entertaining. I enjoyed it so much that I actually bought it. And this is like, I remember I got this online from GameStop. And I had ordered like 6 games from them to deliver to my house. And this is when I learned you never order games online from GameStop because you never know what the hell you're going to get. Out of the 6 games that I ordered, this was the only one that showed up in a case with the manual. The other 5 games showed up just in like a paper slip. No manuals, no nothing. I took those back to the local GameStop store and got my money back. Because that's some bullshit. But I was glad that this was the one that showed up intact. So there's that. Because it was actually a pretty decent game. So that's it for today. I will be back next week with the second half of my PlayStation 3 collection. I can't talk. I've been playing so much Doom Eternal. Like I'm all twitchy and shit. Stressing me out. Yeah, for the second half of my PlayStation 3 collection, next Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Be here for that. Also next week, what is that? Tuesday, the last day of the month? Let me check my calendar real quick. Yeah, next Tuesday is the final day of March. So next Tuesday, there will also be a live stream at 7 p.m. Central. It's going to be my recent pickups for March. And like I said at the end of the February pickups video, that there probably wasn't going to be one in March. I was probably going to combine whatever I did get in March with my Midwest Gaming Classic pickup video. Because I was saving all my money for March, because I was going to get an extra, the way the pay period was, I was going to get an extra paycheck. And I was going to hold off on buying anything at all. The only thing I was probably going to end up getting were stuff that I pre-ordered from like Limited Run Games or any other like online retailer. I was not going to buy anything until I got to the Midwest Gaming Classic, and then I was going to do a live stream pickup video from the convention and combine whatever showed up in March with it. The convention got canceled because of the plague. So now I do have pickups, because what do you do with all that money you've been saving when you can't spend it where you wanted to spend it? You go out and you spend it in other places, like video game stores, like I did on Friday last week. So now there are pickups to show off in March, and some pretty decent ones at that. Like I said, there's one really cool thing I did not put in my the pictures that I release every weekend to show off what I've added to my collection every week that I put on like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I left one thing out because it was really big, and I will show it off in the pickup video. Only I think 2 people know that I bought this last week. But it's awesome, and you'll see it in the pickup video. So stay tuned for those 2 things. So next Tuesday, 7 p.m., March pickups. Thursday next week, 7 p.m., part 2 of the PlayStation 3 collection. And like I say, I also have all this edited content that I'm going to release. I'm going to start working on that NES, top 10 NES games thing. Also got that Diamonds in the Rough video about licensed games and the Retron 77 review that I've been talking about for a year. Oh, God, I just need to get on this crap and start releasing stuff. Might bring back the Top 3 Tuesdays. I don't know. When I'll find time to work on this stuff, whenever. But also, don't forget to check out the Super Enabler Brothers podcast that I'm on with Jason of Corpse Flood Gaming. All those are over on his channel, so just do a search for Corpse Flood Gaming. You'll see the Super Enabler Brothers. We've released 2 episodes so far, and they're interactive. Go and check it out to find out how. Yeah, do it. You'll love it. So check those out, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday and Thursday next week. So until then, Chris, the old-ass retro gamer, signing off. Have a good evening, everybody, and stay safe.